Hello everyone and welcome back to Passion Sundays, the best way to end the week and start another. Our guest today is the author of the Million Dollar Handshake. She helps people connect better, and today she will help you build your passion tribe. Catherine Molloy, thank you very much for being with us today.
Hi, how are you?
I'm really excited. That was a million.
It was a very good handshake.
That was a $1 million handshake. Well, tell me about the $1 million handshake.
Okay, so it's something we've developed over the last 30 years through body language. So understanding that these little tiny tweaks can make a big difference. And it's our first 7 seconds. It's how we connect.
I love that. And then what are the top, I don't know, 3, 4, or even one thing in the first 7 seconds that you focus on?
Okay, so eye contact's really important.
Okay.
And when we're shaking, making sure that our head, our shoulders and our hips are aligned so that the person in front of you is the person you want to connect with, and give them your full attention, not looking over their shoulders, their watches, all those different things.
Okay. And getting to the actual handshake element itself, I mean, too many people have different variations. You know, you've got the nutcracker person that comes in really strong, and you've got people that are like the dead fish type. What's the best balanced approach to a handshake?
The best balanced approach is just straight on. We want our webs to connect.
Okay.
So that's really important. Not to shake too many times. See how your finger's up my wrist?
Yeah.
Well, in some cultures in martial arts, you can touch a point there that can actually bring someone to their knees.
Okay.
So it's really important not to go up someone's wrist, because that can be dominant as well.
Oh, wow, okay. Oh, wow, I never noticed that. I mean, I'm a bit too passionate, so I go in with I get that. Okay, so there's a lot more subtle signs in a handshake than one would imagine.
There's a lot more subtle signs. It's amazing. But it's just the tip of the iceberg. So we created the Conscious Connection Framework, and it is changing lives, because once we start to understand how we communicate to ourselves, how we lead ourselves, we can then start to lead others. It changes lives and it saves lives. You know, in Australia alone, we have 1 in 4 under the age of 24 suffering mental health issues. And it's the way that we communicate to ourselves. So the first thing I love to do is to work with people for them to understand what they're saying to themselves each day, how they're self-sabotaging. Because in a nanosecond, we can change the way we feel. We can go in confident with a handshake, and we can meet and greet people and start our lives afresh each day. Wow.
And how can we use all of what you just mentioned into building a passion tribe?
How can I?
Yeah.
Well, we've already started. So we've placed every year at least over 150 people that have been suffering into the workforce. And it changes their lives once they understand how to work in teams. So for the corporates, it's really about being with everybody. So everyone needs to come on board, understand how to self-lead, because we can't lead others until we understand how we affect others.
Okay.
So it's not about me, it's about you. When we leave each other today, how do I want you to feel about our interaction?
That's powerful. So creating a passion tribe around you that connect with what you connect with is not really about us, it's more about them.
Correct.
But also that's in a way sometimes becomes a little bit too selfless, that we lose center. Too many people are so centered around others, but they don't have their own center in a way. So it's beautiful that I want to think about you, but I want to be able to know me first.
That's why we start with the self-leading of ourselves. So when you come to us, we start with your body language, we work with the mindset, and most importantly the behaviors, because worldwide, when you take away verbal and non-verbal language, there's only 6 facial expressions recognized worldwide. We're left with the raw behavior styles of people. So I let people understand who they are so that they can be more positive, so that then it's okay to understand who that other person is. Because if I've had a bad day and I bring it out on you, what's that experience for you? It doesn't help the business, it doesn't help with business growth, and it doesn't help me personally if I'm thinking negatively and I'm miserable all the time.
So in the context again of handshakes and having a passion tribe around you, let's say I want to have that $1 million passion tribe handshake. Sometimes my passion tribe is about being powerful. Let's say you're in certain industries where the ego is high, where it's about power play. You cannot be really a little bit too, I don't want to say centered, but you know, too timid or too reserved, because then you're going to lose that tribe around you.
Okay, great, good question. So I just want to show you something with the handshake. So for instance, if I am an aggressive man and I'm big and powerful and I make myself bigger, and I come in for the handshake. Now I want you to go soft for a moment.
Okay.
And this is my handshake. How do you feel?
A bit, yeah. I feel you're intimidating me.
Yes.
Okay.
So is that a good thing to do to people when you meet somebody? Or is it better to meet them at the same strength? So I want to show you something. In a nanosecond, we can change our handshake. Watch this.
I see. Okay.
See? So we can meet each other. So even as a top playing person, we don't have to come in and be aggressive. Because if you are aggressive to me, so you squeeze my hand really tight, you've told me all about you. So now you've actually given me the power because I know how to influence you.
That's powerful. So it's actually, it's counterproductive to come in overly strong. Just to explain to the audience on what went on the camera. So basically, first when I put my hand, she actually did not resist. She was responsive. So as I squeezed, she kind of went back and responded to me. So that's very subtle. We can't show that on camera, obviously.
So in a nanosecond, we have a rating between 0 and 10. So a nice handshake's generally around a 7. Sometimes women might be a bit softer, so a man can immediately alter that. But don't ever be softer than the person that you're shaking the hand of. Meet them at the level or a little bit firmer.
So you basically just go mid-range and adjust.
No, not necessarily, because I want to show you. See? We met each other straight away.
Okay.
You didn't have to come in soft and then go hard. It's amazing how it's a nanosecond.
And how can I get into that space? Because maybe I do a lot of work with myself. You're doing that, but if we're explaining this to an audience that hasn't done this before, how can they know that natural flow?
We do keynote presentations, and we actually have the whole audience participating. We will bring people up as well, and generally after that I'll have a lot of people coming up and we'll be interacting. So it's really important to be able to walk away with those skills. So we give people 3 tools that they can implement immediately to make a difference. And then of course we've got online that they can come in and they can start to really work on their self-leadership.
So I'm going to have to ask you to give our audience who cannot come to your workshop 1, 2 or 3 quick applicable tools. What can they do?
Okay, fabulous. So if you're a man, please shake the woman's hand, go straight in and let our webs touch.
All right.
Okay.
Can we get? Is that
so
on
it's
camera?
really important that our webs touch, because if you grab me here, we haven't really made a connection.
Oh, so we're talking about this space. So we need the hands to connect somewhere around here.
Yes.
All right.
Yes, our webs.
Oh, okay.
Our webs. Because feel this. Shake now. We have.
So if you go in closer to the fingers.
This is a web.
Okay, so that's the web. Okay.
So we want that to touch. I want to show you something. If we go here, we haven't made a connection. Feel this? Difference?
Oh, I see. Okay, that locks in well.
Yeah.
This is awesome. Thank you.
Okay.
This is like phenomenal. I mean, I think we need to do a full review about this. There's a lot of close-up camera work that we need to do.
So globally, I've been working in China. I've been working in UAE. I'm going to Hong Kong. I'm coming back to Singapore. So it's something we really want to share for the world, to start thinking about who other people are, but understand who you are.
I love your passion for the $1 Million Handshake and helping people build their own passion tribe.
Yeah, and don't be afraid of making money, because if we do make money, guess what? There are so many amazing causes that we can help with.
Of course.
So my passion is, we have a village that we're helping in Africa, one of the poorest ones we've been to in Uganda. So it's all about not just the money for you, but what you can do with it.
Amazing. I love everything you've just said. It's been a phenomenal interview. Catherine, thank you very much for this and another $1 Million Handshake. Thank you. Awesome.
Thank you.
Passion! What do you think? I really hope you found this episode as useful and as exciting as I did. If so, please leave your comments on the blog below and share it with your friends and those who might benefit from it. And if you'd like more tools, tips, techniques, and exclusive interviews that I only share on my website, go to Moustafa.com. And until next episode, live passionately.